Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I wanted to bring this video not just as another Fallout 76 bashing video, but because I wanted to portray what the reality looks like. And the reality is that, we've heard about this Fallout 76 talk about how it's a bad game from multiple YouTubers, multiple content creators. And with all the multiple content creators, we can get our opinions from them. Many of them bought the game, played the beta, and they took the hit for those of us who saw how bad the game was and stayed back. But there's a side of the story that usually is not always told, and that's how non-YouTubers actually react and respond to games like this. And one of the best places to find responses and find reactions from the community is going on places like Metacritic, going on Amazon, going to places where you can actually have reviews. Now, granted, some of these reviews are just review bombs, and a lot of people say, oh, they're just review bombs, people are just hating on the game, but not always, not all the time. This is just one of the platforms that's very common that people can actually come and genuinely give feedback about the game. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk through and read a few reviews that have been left by users for Fallout 76 for the PlayStation 4 side, and then there are about 3 reviews that I liked, that I actually saw. Not like I liked them, but they were more they were not like fan hating, they were not like bashing, they were just very, very well measured and well written responses to this game, to this joke of a game. Sorry, I need to put it that way. So let's start out from the first review that I see here. This review was written November 15th. I'm not doing it by dates. I just came on Metacritic and I'm just going to look at this video from the way it is. It says, as somebody, this is written by the Dark Baddie, as somebody who loves the Fallout franchise, this game is an absolute joke. It's so buggy that it's basically unplayable. There's literally no story. VATS is broken. All the quests are boring. There's literally one where you have to run around collecting bottles. The overworld is boring. The enemies are boring. The game is always online, so if Bethesda servers go down, which they do a lot, you can't play and lose all your progress. The graphics look straight out of 2007. Now I'm going to try and get a refund from PlayStation for selling me an unfinished game for $60. This person most likely bought this game, and this is not just hating, this is just their opinion. The game is boring. You cannot take away from that. The game is boring. Now, let's read Elizabeth Dane. She writes, incredibly disappointed with this game, having paid 50 quid for what appears to be a hideously grinding sequence of objectives, interspersed with clumsy, frustrating combat. If this was marketed as a cheap add-on to Fallout 4, it would have been fine. But honestly, 3 hours, I'm bored to death. I won't be going back to it. Awful. Truly awful. What were they even thinking? Next panel. Well, apart from Kerching, obviously. I don't know what Kerching is. I don't know what that is. This guy says Fallout is a bad mod. Bethesda wants you to pay $76 for it. This is an absolute mess of a game, not worth buying. It's an online survival style game with no story or depth. This one said, I didn't really understand this comment. This one says, I would like to know why exactly they changed this game so much. Were previous customers actually consulted on what they wanted more of, or was it a poorly thought out executive decision? If I wanted to interact with random people and join up, I would have played Call of Duty. Hydration, food consumption, any interaction with other players, fast travel, costs should all be optional. Oh, and thanks for pimping me for another $60 for Xbox Gold. What a stupid design overall. I can't pause the game. How dumb. This game sucks compared to the last one. This person, an Xbox person, and they even came to the PlayStation side to write their review. They were probably just that frustrated. Now, this review written by, my 1890 is, in my opinion, a well-written review. He actually does give the good, the mediocre part of it, and then the bad. And so with the good, the great aesthetic, beautiful scenery, the open world, the other players, the mediocre, some decent mechanics, the bad, the story. Story's pretty bad. Motivation. Why would I care about a bunch of holotapes? Reward system. Reward system makes no sense. Feels so detached and anti-immersive. No NPCs. To maintain a no NPC environment in the story, they have to go ridiculous lengths to justify it. Heavy focus on meh PvE. PvE is pretty much the only thing that happens that matters in all this game. And maybe they mean, bad PvP. So the only villains left are other players, except there's not enough motivation to PvP. So it doesn't really happen, or is uninteresting when it does. 7, survival mechanics, hunger, thirst, downgraded building mechanics, buggy and poor programming. And then he gives a final score of 4.4 out of 10 and then gives a buy-in recommendation. He says, it may be worth playing if you don't care about story, immersion, dialogue, or exciting gameplay, and you just really want a game with a good post-apocalyptic aesthetic that you can mindlessly explore or play online with friends and strangers. However, even then, wait for it to go on sale. It definitely does not warrant a AAA price tag. So this person wrote the Zura69 said, I've registered only to write this review. I've been playing Fallout for my entire life, starting from its first part. Got many discussions about how good or bad are, what is this? New Vegas, Fallout 3, Fallout 4. Fourth part was pretty bad and stupid as for me, but this is a bad game. This is as bad as a game just can be. After this piece of garbage, I will rate fourth part 9 out of 10 because otherwise I can't scale down the grade for 76 enough. What? None out of 10 is what they probably meant to say. I don't know. Is the worst game ever. Please, if you just released it under another name or didn't try to sell it like something good, you just have dishonored the whole title. Everyone who used to develop this game must be ashamed for the rest of their lives until they publicly apologize. Devs, you have to return money for everyone who bought it. Think about your souls and karma. P.S. Forgot about brother. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, I've spent the last 5 minutes just reading user reviews because nobody's going to take the time to do that. It's not going to be an exciting video to sit here and read what people actually think about this game. I remember when I said don't buy this game and I had like 3 people, because not a lot of people watch my videos, come on here and tell me that I'm hating on the game. In reality, that's not the truth. The reality about hating on a game is that you see a game that's actually good and working and you start to throw hate at the game. No, I'm informed about the game is what it is. And if you bought Fallout 76 as, somebody who got impatient or who just wanted to play a Fallout game, let this be a lesson for you if you're already bored or if you already hate the game. Some people have bought the game and they still like it. They're still playing the game. But many people have bought the game and they don't like it. Let's read some Xbox reviews. Let's see what people actually think. So this says, let's give them a score for showing up. This is from the Xbox side of things, Xbox One. But this isn't a Fallout game any more than Mass Effect Andromeda was a Mass Effect game. That's my phone, sorry. Using the game as a skin and playing off the name doesn't make it part of the series. This is the MEA Mass Effect Andromeda of the Fallout world and will be rated accordingly. While there are endless opportunities to criticize the game for everything no one wanted, let's focus on one thing. No one wants to read through endless terminals or listen to endless holotapes in an empty environment. The same disregards EA made with Mass Effect Andromeda is being made all over again with Bethesda and 76. The reviews should reflect accordingly. Hey, this is not even some kind of shade being thrown to this game. This is the reality that we're living in. Ladies and gentlemen, we have supported a bad industrial practice, and it's time that we need to say no more. Just take your money, put it in your wallet. That's the best way to go when it comes to games like this. You see, this is why reviewers are there. This is why people, spend money. Yes, they'll get the money back in views. Don't let reviewers, fool you. When they pay for the game in views and in ad revenue, we make some money. Every channel makes a certain amount of money based on views, based on ad revenue. Some channels are honest and they get demonetized on almost all their videos, but that's why we have patrons and that's why we have people who are an audience that support those content creators. So they do make some money to make back their cost on playing these games. You as a consumer, you don't only spend your money. Sure, you may have the money to burn, but what about the time factor in there that you've wasted on a terribly made game? I think Bethesda put this game out there as an experiment. They wanted to see how much they could get away with. Because remember that letter that they made and said, when we're releasing this beta, we're going to see some bugs that we know about and some bugs that we've not seen. And we want you guys just to help us with the experience and help us understand what we need to fix. They knew that this game was buggy coming out. In fact, the reason they didn't even, I genuinely think the reason they didn't put this game on Steam was because they knew it was broken coming out. That is my opinion. It may not be true, but I think there's some suspicion to it, because if your game is on Steam, where else are people going to see a whole bunch of reviews collectively and a whole bunch of reviews on a much more trusted platform than Steam? And I think they purposefully did not put it on Steam because they wanted to get away with this. If you've paid money for this game, please Never pay money for Bethesda's games ever again. You see, you need to wait it out and let the game come out in a clean and polished form. They'll fix it. They always do, but they always want to push out broken software to individuals. And so this is the story on this side of the divide. This is what non-YouTubers are thinking about Fallout 76. This is not my opinion, just my opinion is in here, that the reviewer, that, you know, users hate the game because the game is terrible. You know, I mean, some people are even saying I pre-ordered after playing the beta, which wasn't a beta in reality, but a pre-release, and realized that for the first time that a Fallout game wasn't for me. No NPCs, limited story structure, and after you explore everything, this game will have no replayability factor. While some fanboys are overly negative or on their knees positive, I'm looking at it as a fan of the first game and seeing the game without biased opinion either way. And this isn't a fun game. Without the name Fallout on the cover, this game will be a huge failure. But because it's Bethesda, who even while they fail to deliver a workable game without modders to help them, and there's no mods until November, it can't be questioned. Or because Fallout has name recognition, this game will probably do well in sales, but as the rush of the first week dies down, so will the players, because the world, while big, is a boring mess without too much to enjoy. I don't need to say anything, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a sad reality. You know, I'm a games content creator, and this is what we have to do. We have to cover very negative aspects of the gaming scene. Some of us, some content creators love doing it. I don't. I prefer to talk about the positive aspects of games, talk about where games are actually making headway, and try to look deep into these situations. But this is where we are in this terrible dystopia. Anyways, I'm out. I mean, you've heard the story for yourself. You can leave in the comment section how you feel about this release or what you think. But I think genuinely users are not just review bombing Metacritic. Even though this video is probably going to get like 10 views, make sure you click the like button and share it. Metacritic is not necessarily a place where people come in and just destroy a game. Some people come to give well-measured sound feedback on the game, and you can come here and you can listen to their opinions, or you can ignore and then go buy trash. Sorry, those are just my words, and that's just how I feel. This is painful to the core. I'm out, man. If I get crazy on everybody. Thank you for listening and watching. Consider subscribing for content like this. I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.